appear to be any signs of foul play, we're happy to pass primacy over to the HSE on this investigation, OK?
OK, no problem. We're happy if you are.
The forensic investigators are just finishing up, then it's all yours. We didn't expect you guys to get here so quickly.
We're both based locally, so as soon as we got the call from the office, we came straight over.
So what do you think happened?
Most likely a falling object. Victim's critical in the local infirmary. Other than that, don't know much.
Any witnesses?
5. They were all working in the area at the time. We put them in isolation in the office complex.
OK, we better go and take a look then. My name is Chris Chapman. My colleague, Eloise Bennett, and I will be running the investigation into today's incident that occurred in Loading Bay 4. This is a voluntary statement due to the fact that you were an eyewitness to that incident. Can I start by taking your full name, address and occupation?
It's David Alexander Harding, 12 Elmview Terrace, Manchester, and I work for Durden Scaffolding.
And what were you doing on site today?
We got a call yesterday evening saying we need to reinstate a scaffold.
Reinstate?
Put it back up. It'd been taken down too early. They'd been fixing some pipes, and when they retested it was still leaking.
And who told you to take it down?
No, I wasn't on the site at that point. It was, I think the original crew had moved on to another gig. That's why me and Mick got the call.
Mick, do you mean your colleague, Michael Bacon? How long have you worked together?
Morning, sunshine. Nice hotel.
I don't know. I didn't get dropped off from my last job till after midnight. All I've seen is the inside of my eyelids. Surprised to see you on this one.
Well, apparently they wanted the A-team. You know.
If you can find them, hire them, yeah. Look, I hope you know we're going to be up against it on this one today. So I want you to pull your weight, because I am not in the mood.
Well, you are getting on a bit, aren't you, Grandad? Hey, should be simple enough, though, shouldn't it?
Not as simple as you, lad. Look, if you take my lead, we'll be out of there in a few hours. Come on.
Could you explain how you gained access to the site without having an induction?
Well, I did the induction when I was on the site at the last outage.
But that was in March last year, so beyond the induction's 12-month validity for transient workers.
Yeah, 3 weeks. What difference does 3 weeks make? I mean, Dave's got a fortnight to run on his ticket, and he gets on site and I don't. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've been doing this job a lot longer than he has.
Because Mick's ticket wasn't valid, we had to be personally supervised while working. They called Joe, who must have agreed to it. Then we just went straight to the supervisor's office.
Sorry, Joseph Britton, the maintenance supervisor?
I don't know whether that's his job title, but yeah. Joe was our contact for the job.
So why did you need to go to the supervisor's office? Why not go straight to the loading bay?
Because we had to get the risk assessments and all that. You've got to follow procedures in a place like this.
OK, well, thanks for bringing that to me, and...
Sorry. Do you need me to fill out a near-hit form or something?
Yeah, I will do. But I've got a fella up on that level this week. I'll ask him to look at the handrail first. OK. Yeah, you can fill the form in later. Sorry, I'm going to have to take this.
OK.
Hello, Joe Britton. Oh, you're joking. OK, I'll be there in 5.
All right, Chief. We're from Durden's about the scaffolding in the loading bay.
Yeah, right. Where are the other guys?
Oh, they've been sent on another job. It's the Mick and Dave show today.
Great. And which one of you doesn't have the valid site induction?
It's me. Is it a problem?
Well, it doesn't have to be, but I don't have time to be supervising you all day, OK? So just make sure you're sticking to the rules and getting on with it. You're in charge, OK?
Yeah, OK, yeah.
Brilliant. Now, I assume your boss briefed you both? Good. Now, there's your work pack. Have a quick squeeze through, but nothing should have changed since they put it up, so just stick your moniker on the back page. Happy?
Yeah, no problem.
Good. I can't tell you how much I need you to get on with this so we can have the unit back up. But remember, we do everything safely or not at all. Well, I've got a boiler tube leak I need to go and have a look at, so get cracking and I'll see you in a bit.
Does this mean I'm your boss then?
Just sign the form.
So that was it for the setting to work process?
Yeah.
And he put you in charge because he was too busy?
Yeah, suppose so.
How did Mick react to that?
Got your ear defenders?
Give it a miss, will ya? Listen to me, kid. I've forgotten more about working on sites like this than you'll ever remember. So wind your neck in.
I'm just making sure, that's all.
Ooh, lucky I got you with me. Otherwise, I'd have never known.
Wasn't sure you could read, that's all. This isn't supposed to be here.
Well, I don't know. Look, the equipment's outside. There's the loading bay. 2 + 2 equals, let's get on with it.
Hang on. What's this coordinating for?
It's not on the plan. It's not our problem.
Look, I do what I'm told and I do it well. We were called in to put up the scaffolding because somebody had cocked up. The quicker we got it up, the quicker other people got on with their jobs.
And the quicker you could get off site.
Well, that's as may be, but I was there to fix a problem, and that's all I was doing.
Hey! What's the big deal? The equipment's all here, we know what we got to do.
What about the cordon area?
What about it? There's no one working there. Look, if we get a move on, we can get the scaffold up, get the pipe checked, and get it down before anybody put the barrier up is any the wiser.
I don't know, we should check with the supervisor first, at least.
Look, do you think he'll appreciate you giving him another problem when he's obviously busy already? He said he wanted this up yesterday. But if you want to hold the job up, by all means. After all, you're in charge.
We decided the best thing to do was to move the exclusion zone to where it was the original scaffold. We didn't have time to be messing about.
So you moved the exclusion zone. Then what happened?
We started reinstating. We got about 2/3 of the way through and then we went on a break.
And there were no problems or issues?
No.
Rocking and rolling now, eh, Mick?
Yeah, with a bit of luck, we should be out of here by 3 o'clock. All we need now is a bin.
Bin?
Yeah, so we can set the new de-rigging speed record.
Bin for what?
Yeah, so both of us can chuck the clips and stuff down, be twice as fast.
No, you can't get away with that, yeah.
It's only unsafe if you don't do it properly. Or if someone sees you. If you're clever, you've got nothing to worry about.
So what happened when you came back from your break?
There was a pair from SSE poking around. I think they're the ones who set up the original work area that we moved.
Oh, hey, did you do that? Not me, fella. He's in charge. Who told you to move our work area? Take it easy, mate. This estate of scaffold was took down yesterday. Okay, so who asked you to do it?
I work for SSEC, the internal contracting service at SSE. I do a variety of tasks, ranging from electrical maintenance to cable pulling. Today, I was supposed to do some cabling ahead of the turbine refit that was due to start on Monday. It was actually booked in for last Tuesday, but there was an issue with the firefighting pipeline, so it was put back.
So who gave the go-ahead if the firefighting pipeline hadn't been fixed?
That was Joe Britton.
Ah, just the man. Just to let you know, you'll be able to get into the loading bay later today or tomorrow morning.
Well, that narrows it down.
Well, whichever one suits you best. I know you've got to get it done by Friday. You've been pestering me about it enough.
So it's all clear and we can get in to do our risk assessment?
It will be. The lads are removing the scaff now. Listen, I've got to go and meet Ian and his team and sort out a tower so we can fix that bloody tube leak on Unit 2. Did you hear about that?
Aye, I did. So you're going to tell us when the scaff's gone, then?
No. You can get off your arse and check it for yourself, you cheeky git. It'll be gone in a few hours' time, all right?
All right. Always a pleasure, Mr. Britton.
So was the scaffolding removed, as Joe said?
Yeah, it had gone by 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon when Sarah and I went to the loading bay. We started to map out the work so we could start this morning. Sarah's still an apprentice, so we used it as a bit of a training session. She did the risk assessment and then she scoped out the whole job on her own. We went through it together afterwards.
And what did she decide?
Well, the main thing was to create a safe work area, segregated from walkways and vehicle movements.
But that wasn't how you found it when you arrived this morning?
No. The scaffolding had been placed right over our access point and our exclusion zone had been shifted. The whole area was a bit of a bomb site, to be honest.
So what did you do?
Well, we all stopped work, and then that geezer from the SSE, he got his apprentice to go and fetch the supervisor to get some clarity on the situation. Well, that was a waste of time. If they'd have let us get on with it, they could have followed on after we'd finished and none of this would have happened.
None of what?
When she came back with Joe, he was obviously a bit miffed because he had to deal with it all. It wasn't even our fault.
Whose fault was it then?
Well, his, to some extent. He's supervisor.
Is there another access point further along that you can use instead?
There is, but it'll take time to redo the safety plan and everything.
Well, if you want to do the cabling on schedule, I don't think you've got any choice. We need that scaff, and it's going to be there for at least a couple of hours while the pipes are fixed, checked and signed off.
Can we get on then? Finally. Thanks for the break. Enjoyed your little domestic.
Sod off!
We'll get away as soon as we can, OK?
Yeah, hold on. You've got some housekeeping to do before you carry on. Now you've got another team working below you. We can safely separate the two areas, can't we?
Should be able to.
Right. You're in charge, remember? Keep your area tidy and keep that mouthy git in line. Capiche?
No problem.
Then what happened?
I cleaned up, made sure we weren't obstructing the cable pulling team, and then I swapped places with Mick up on the scaff so he could pass me materials to board out.
Why?
Why what?
Why did you swap places with Mick?
Just thought I should take some responsibility. You know, being in charge and all.
But isn't Mick the more experienced scaffolder?
Yeah, he is.
So what made you feel that you were better equipped to do his job?
No, I didn't mean that.
Then what did you mean?
I mean, I thought it'd be safer if I was up top and Mick was on the ground.
So the plan was that you'd move your job. Where to?
About 5 metres from the other access point. We decided to create an exclusion zone from the scaffold to our work area. We just sorted the first barrier, and that's when it happened.
What? I've nearly finished.
I don't care! You can only use your phone if you're authorised to, and you need your gloves on at all times!
Don't you ever give it a bloody rest.
I was on the top lift of the scaff and then I noticed Mick was having an out with a fella from SSE.
What did you do?
Well, he'd been on a pretty short fuse all morning, so I thought better get down there before I get out of hand.
I don't care, we all work together!
I was trying to tell this muppet about wearing his gloves, and then suddenly, out the corner of my eye, I see something falling. Now, as I look round, I see that it's a scaff clip. And that's when I noticed that Sarah had been hit.
As I came down the ladder, I stepped back and caught my heel on something. Before I could react, it had already gone over the edge.
Like I said, scaffolding doesn't hold itself together, sweetheart. There's clips all over the place. I mean, it was not my fault. Dave should have been more careful when he was coming down the ladder.
Although that still doesn't explain why you hadn't installed the toe boards, does it?
I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I just assumed to make a fit at toe boards like he usually does.
Any thoughts as to why he didn't?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him now.
Can you just clarify for me what happened after the clip fell?
First thing I knew was when he hit me on the back of the leg. I was moving a barrier into position and I just fell to my knees. And before I really knew what was happening, Tony was there asking if I was okay.
I think it's just bruised. Can you stand up? I think she'll be all right. Let's get her over there out the way.
Once they'd moved me, the younger scaffolder started apologising over and over. I remember feeling a throbbing in my leg and bending down to rub it. Then, as I sat back, I noticed him coming down the stairs.
Sorry, Sarah, when you say him, who do you mean?
I don't know his name. He was wearing one of the red Fretzel uniforms, so I guess he must have been a cleaner or something.
And then what happened?
He came down the stairs, but because the barriers were there, he couldn't get through properly. But he didn't stop, though. He just edged through and skated round our work area instead. Then, as he got to the end of the barrier, he seemed to notice me looking at him because he doubled back on himself, which meant he was walking right through the middle of our work area. And that's when something fell on him out of nowhere. Tony reacted straight away. He and the other lad ran over to him, and as soon as they got over him, I could tell by the reactions that it was bad. I could see a lot of blood, and a few seconds later the alarm began to sound.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Dodd. This is Miss Bennett, my colleague. She'll be sitting in on your voluntary statement today. Is that okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, can we start by...
Just before we get into this, sorry, has there been any word about, is he going to be okay?
We have no current information at the moment. Did you know him?
No, well, just from, seeing him around, that's all.
Okay, maybe we can start by asking where you were at the time of the accident.
I was on the turbine level carrying out a repair on a handrail.
I'm sorry, I've been through all the work orders in the area for today, and there's no mention of handrail maintenance in that area.
There was no work order for it. I'd only been asked to look at it this morning.
Who by?
Ah, Gav, the very man.
That sounds ominous.
Nothing a man of your skills can't handle. Listen, I've just had a report that there's a broken handrail on the upper level in loading bay 4. You're overlooking at handrails in bay 1 today, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm on now. I'm just looking for the right spare parts.
Excellent. Reckon you can take a look and let me know what's what?
You just want me to scope the job out for you?
Yeah. Or, of course, if it's an easy fix, just get it done. Either way, just let me know what's happened, yeah?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Brilliant. Thanks, Gav.
And once I'd finished over in bay 1, I moved over to bay 4 just to, see what was going on with the repair. It was pretty obvious straight away what needed doing. I'd been doing the job earlier on, so I had all the right parts with me.
So you decided to get on with the repair?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Go on.
Well, it was it was pretty obvious what needed doing. The joint had cracked and that needed replacing. I had all the parts with me, so I started to replace the joint.
Yeah.
With a handsaw. I used a handsaw to cut the broken joint away, and then started to replace it with a new one. It was quite a tight fit. It was quite hard, so I had to force it, to try and get it into position. It was then that my hand slipped and I caught my thumb on the sharp edge of a handrail, and that's whenever I dropped the joint. As soon as I dropped the joint, I just thought, shit, I hope there's nobody underneath there. I looked over the edge, just watched it go all the way down. I remember thinking, you're one lucky man. There was nobody there. I thought I got away with it until he stepped out and the joint just hit him in the back of the head. He went down. He went straight down. He must have been out cold because he just dropped like a rag doll. And when his face hit the concrete, I just felt sick. I wanted to throw up, but I couldn't move. I just sat there feeling numb. When I got through to the control room and explained what had happened, the incident alarm sounded straight away. Then the first aiders, they turned up very quickly. Then the paramedics, then the police, and I don't even know who called them.
They're notified automatically following a 999 call to emergency services. Excuse us.
I hope I get a chance to say sorry to him. That's all I want.
We've just heard from the hospital that due to the severity of his injuries, the victim's passed away. I thought you should know.
That is unfortunate.
With this now becoming a fatality, you do understand that the spotlight will now be on this investigation.
Yeah, I do.
So what have you found?
We're still going through eyewitness statements, so how about we get together early tomorrow morning and go through our findings?
Do you think there's a case for the CPS?
Yes.
I agree.
OK. Will you finish up here this evening and we'll meet again tomorrow at 8 a.m? That's not too early for you, is it?
No, we'll be here. Good night.
Good night.
Didn't overstep my mark there, did I?
No, I think you made the right call. There probably is a good case for manslaughter. It's down to the police and the CPS as to whether they pursue it.
I suppose we better tell Mr. Doyle the bad news and pull our findings together for tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll do it this time if you go and get the coffees.
I'll take that deal any day. This bit doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it doesn't. But in 1 minute, Mr. Doyle's life is going to change forever. Ours won't have. I know which I'd prefer.